Okay, Aquarius, this is going to be a general reading for you guys for this upcoming week, and I'm going to use a Spirit Animal Oracle here to start off. Bison, abundance. Okay. Sacred buffalo, cloak me in your wisdom. Keep me warm through the storms of life. Fill my life with goodness. Teach me the way of gratitude and prayer. Okay. And I'm going to use this deck this week. Okay. Alright, so for Scorpio, excuse me, for Aquarius. Alright, Aquarius, for this upcoming week. Okay. And by the way, every sign has a power color, and yours is blue. Alright, so there are earth signs here, air signs, fire signs, water signs. Let's see. The sign that stands out is Capricorn. And I actually just did that sign, and they got some of the same cards as you. So, anyways. Just going to look at the cards here for a second. Alright, so there's a couple threes here. And the number 3 is about love and good fortune and celebrating in groups. Like celebrating and, you know. Okay, so you start off here with the devil. She's the devil. Okay, so this card says accept responsibility for your choices. It is about choices and consequences. You know, it's also a card of addictions and temptations. And for some of you, it's like fear and worry over kind of the illusion of being trapped. So meaning like you really aren't. You just kind of feel like you are, and it's just an illusion. But it's also about, this shows that a lot of you have maybe some anger or hate or bitterness at the forefront of your emotions right now. And also negative influences might be prohibiting you from living a full, happy life. That's the very first card out. So, you know, if there's this full happy life you want, which is basically the card right next to it, the 10 of Pentacles is next here. That's kind of like what I just mentioned. But if you want this full happy life, which is pretty much represents, then you might have to fix some things about this hate or anger, or, you know, whatever negative influences are around. Again, it could be addictions, it could be whatever it is. But the card does ask, are you in control, or is something controlling you? Yeah, so looks like, you know, this could be a concern of yours. For some of you, it looks like you will have this Ten of Cups here, which is peace and contentment in life. It's financial security. It's a card of like wealth and commitments and family traditions. And for some, it could be retirement and maybe even an inheritance for just, that's probably for like one of you, but maybe two, but yeah. All right, well, next up here, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So this shows, you have a couple queens here. This is a little bit, well, it doesn't have to be, but it's just a little bit more feminine energy in this reading. And it doesn't mean you have to be a female. But, all right, so with the Queen of Pentacles here, this shows that there's security and abundance around you. And it looks like you're accomplished and you're someone who likes to help others. It shows that you're a very hard-working person. Kind of like a hard-working career type person. But it does show that you're generous and practical. And it shows that you have good resources or you know how to gather them. It also shows that some of you are sensitive to the needs of others. Next, you have the Tower here. So the Tower can be a shake-up. So it can be like some chaos. It can be some type of big chaos that happens or little. But it can be some sudden changes that maybe put you through, you know, like a transformation. So it can be, it's like turbulence that leads to beneficial outcomes. And yeah, kind of like the universe course correcting you. Next up here is the Three of Swords. So some of you could be healing right now from some type of heartbreak. This could also represent sorrow, disappointment, you know, heartbreak, possibly even a love triangle for some of you. But and if that's not the case, then it says to get a health checkup, just to make sure everything's okay. Next up here, you have the Eight of Wands. So this is a sudden burst, like of activity or excitement, and it can be rapid changes that take place. So might be some stress from too much, but kind of like a good stress, kind of like, if that makes sense, you know, kind of good stress. And some of you, might be something you've been waiting on, some information that might come through. It can also mean communication, like you're talking or communicating maybe a lot with somebody, or also can be, some of you, looks like a travel or a move for some of you. Next up is the Page of Wands. So this shows, looks like some of you might be, if this is kind of describing somebody who's active and energetic. It can also represent news coming in swiftly. So I just mentioned that with this, like rapid changes or something goes fast, and something, you may have been waiting on this information. So something is going to move fast here, which can just be good news that comes in fast. And again, this could also represent travel. So, or, you know, so it looks like some of you are definitely going to travel. It shows that some of you might have a new level of focus right now. All right, next up is the Queen of Wands. And by the way, I don't know if this shakeup is between you and It can be about relationships. It can be about, you know, anything. But for some reason, I'm getting that some of you are, you know, if you're in a relationship or if there's some kind of heartbreak or something that happened, looks like it's with the same sex here. For some of you, obviously not all. So with the Queen of Wands here, this shows that you're ambitious and talented. It shows that there's nothing that you can't do. Now this is advising to trust your instincts. And it shows, looks like how people perceive you is important to you. Next up, you have the Three of Cups. So this is usually about like celebrating in groups, you know, kind of like celebrating things like engagements, weddings, pregnancies, things like that. But it's a card of relationships, and it shows that people are drawn to you. Some of you are kind of like a social butterfly. Not all of you, but some of you are. And some of you also like you appreciate the finer things in life, some of you. I'm going to pull a couple of these Lenormand cards here. I mentioned there could have been a love triangle. Some would say that this could represent that, this Three of Cups, but it's, I think, more about kind of like celebrating and having people around you and just having a good time. I don't know. But it could be, since two cards here, no, it could be. All right, let's see. Okay, so both these cards can represent a new beginning. It can also represent children, like birth, like having a kid, or, you know, this could be improvements. Again, it could be a new beginning, improvements for you guys on something here. And for others, it can be about kids. And maybe a baby type thing. All right, so if you guys like this, if you want to give it a like, that'd be cool. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing, I'd appreciate it. All right, guys, thanks a lot. And also, next video should be popping up. If you want to check it out, you can click on it. All right, guys, thanks a lot.